Morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Hari.
Morning. Nice to see all of you,
Morning.
especially on
Morning.
Saturday morning. And when I joined, Ravi was speaking about this Heartful Communication course. I think we have Sudhir on this call as well, right? Sudhir, I see you on this session.
Yes, Hariji. I have joined today. I think my class was not there today, and I was able to join.
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to bring you in because I think you also attended this Heartful Communication course, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I did.
Maybe you can give us 30 seconds for those people who are still sitting on the fence and might not have registered.
As Raviji mentioned just now, it is one of the wonderful sessions I attended. It gives a lot of insight. The way I am thinking, it made a lot of changes. So help me to understand what are my strengths or weaknesses, and also I'm able to communicate properly with others. So I think this is one of the wonderful courses everybody should try to attend to.
Thank you, Sudhir. Yeah, so, feel free to reach out to Ravi or myself. We will get you registered for those who might not have the details. It's a wonderful course. You'll find some new layers of your...
For those who have attended, can they attend again? For those who have attended last year, can they attend again?
Oh, yes, Chani, you attended as well. Yes.
Yeah. So can I attend again?
Yeah, I mean, if you really feel like attending again, feel free to do so. Chani was also one of the participants for that. If you are not speaking, can I request all of you to put yourself on mute and only unmute when you speak? It will be easier. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, and I think it's 5 minutes past 9:30. Once again, thanks to all of you for taking your very valuable time on this Saturday morning. And as always, we always have a practical meditation session, but we connect to the purpose behind it, using some topics as well. So today, I just wanted to explore a deeper aspect of what the heart-based meditative practice helps us in achieving by addressing these very simple terminologies that we have been coming across, the intelligence quotient, the emotional quotient, and the spiritual quotient as well. So I just want to interact a little bit and see our understanding and then connect it to what we do, what we achieve using this simple heartfulness, heart-based practice. So as always, you are a wonderful crowd who interact as well, because we learn when we interact, right? It deepens our understanding when we interact. So I'm hoping that we will have some healthy interaction as well. So anyone want to give a feeling, an idea about our understanding of intelligence quotient, EQ, SQ? How does it sit? And anything that you are able to connect to what we do here, especially with our heartfulness practice. Keep it simple. There is no wrong answers. Take your time to think if you feel, but I'll be very happy to hear from you.
You're talking about IQ or EQ? IQ or EQ?
All of it.
Or
IQ, EQ, SQ. Don't go SQ, which is the Singapore Airlines code. The SQ is the spiritual quotient code.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It could be even either, Chani. Whatever is your understanding,
yeah.
feel free to share.
Yeah, IQ is simply how intelligent you are. They have they have I think they have a quotient test. They have a test for that to enter the business school, I think. So the higher you score, the more higher your IQ. EQ is more to do with your emotional quotient, which is how you are able to perceive the situation and react accordingly to suit the environment. And if you disturb the environment, then your EQ is very low. If you keep the peace and all that, then you have a very good EQ. That means you try and keep the peace and calm of any situation. And then the SQ, which is they are the best airline in the world, and so they can fly very very high. No, spiritual quotient simply means that how it doesn't mean how spiritual you are. It doesn't mean you have got a very spiritual, then you high SQ. No, that doesn't mean that. Spiritual IQ simply means that you are able to use spirituality to better yourself and give you more of the spiritual aspect of things to make you a better person every day, a better version of yourself every day. So that's the spiritual IQ. In this life, it's not the total thing. I just give a bit of it only. But the IQ is quite complete. You just sit a test and you score high, you got a good IQ. That's it. Okay, that's all I think.
Thank you so much, Annie. So if I picked up a couple of wonderful points there, you said IQ is about testing the intelligence, right? Or the intelligence aspect of it. And the second one you mentioned about the emotional aspect, which you put it saying that how you are able to deal with your emotional aspect, and you brought the element of peace. And I'm going to add the word based upon what I heard from you in any situation, how calm you are. So I'm going to bring the point of balance there, right? An emotional balance under all scenarios. Would that be fair to say that?
Yes.
And I picked up a very beautiful word you said. The spiritual quotient is about the purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
The purpose behind. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for giving us a start there with respect to some understanding. Anyone would like to add your understanding to this as well?
I think already he defined correctly, but I just want to add one more point to what we have is these three kind of, three pillars required in your day-to-day life, where your IQ, EQ, and SQ, which will kind of, balance you in all the levels. Like, for example, if you have a spiritual quotient, then that will lead you, maybe you increase or control your emotional quotient. Similarly, if you're emotionally strong, then maybe you can be, more kind of grow into your IQ, or like, because you'll be able to think more, and then because you're calm, that's the way.
Very nice. And I think you said the three pillars, all the three pillars are required, the IQ, EQ, as well as the SQ as well. And I think you said if you have the spiritual quotient, then you will have a better EQ maybe, right?
You know what does IQ means?
Yeah, intelligence.
How
Sorry, was that a question?
People who have IQ are nuts.
Sorry, Kaushal, what did you say?
Kaushal, speak nicely if you want anything to tell, okay?
Sorry, what was Kaushal saying? I missed it.
People who have 99.9 IQ are smart.
Are smart. Yes. That's a very, 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 very fair point. There is a method to measure that intelligence as well, right? And people who get higher score are able to are called more intelligent or more smarter. But there is a second question to it. Is there a possibility to increase that IQ? Is there a possibility to increase the EQ?
Yes, I think.
And what levels can we take it to?
Generally, to live in this world, we require intelligence, because we need to differentiate what is what and what is not. That difference we need to differentiate. But if we are identified with only the intelligence coefficient, then we become judgmental. I mean, we separate ourselves, we become judgmental, we become separate. And if sometimes whatever we think may not happen, and we go to different emotional imbalance will be there. But with spiritual coefficient, we become a calm observer. We become, the observation coefficient will be increased manifold. We observe we observe the changes, which is an intelligent coefficient, but without any judgment or prejudice. So it's like spiritual coefficient includes both the emotional as well as intelligent coefficient, which addresses our needs to live in this particular world. As well, I think these three can balance very well. As well, it will be always helps us to be centered, so that we will not be, go away with whatever changes happening with this world. Yeah, thank you, Hari.
I just want to make two small points, if I may, Hari. Two small points.
Please.
Ravi, it's not coefficient, it's quotient. IQ quotient, not coefficient. Okay, number one. Number two is that earlier one speaker says that EQ is related to IQ. Well, there's no direct linear relationship. It doesn't mean you are high IQ means you got a high EQ. You know, a person can have very high EQ but very low EQ, and vice versa. You see? So there's no linear relationship, so to speak, between IQ and EQ. Not like if you're high in one, you're high in the other one. No, that's what my understanding. Okay, that's my point.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Chandi, you brought a good point. We'll come back to that as well. Yes, Deva, please go ahead.
Okay, let me start with the spiritual question. So when we are going up in that, it means we are applying whatever we progress within in the spiritual field in the material side, or where we can view. So in that sense, whatever change inside, it's reflecting outside. In that sense, spiritual quotient is growing in a sense. So as it grows, then the emotional quotient has to come down. Means emotional part will refine, and it would change into a feeling side. Means the emotional quotient will take lesser ladders, lesser steps. In the same way, the IQ has to grow high, because you can see things more clearly. So your intelligence will come up in the ladder. So in that sense, spiritual quotient is having a very big impact over this emotional and intelligent quotients, but in the inversely proportional sides.
Very nice.
What I have.
Yeah, very nicely said. In terms of when there is a growth inner, it has a reflection on both the intelligence as well as the emotional part. And I think I picked up the word where you said feeling, right?
Yeah.
From emotion, from thinking, we are moving to feeling. And then we are trying to use the abundant guidance that is present inside us through tapping into that feeling aspect of it, which helps to expand our intelligence and the emotional balance aspect of it as well. Yes, in the interest of time, one very last thought from anybody, or if we have missed any, and then we will wrap it up, and then we will watch what Daji has to say, our global guide has to say about the aspect of the spiritual quotient.
I'll just take a few seconds.
Please.
I think you have touched upon one point which none of us have addressed. That is whether we can increase the IQ. So that is what you have asked.
Yes.
IQ might be mostly a sort of innate thing. So it may be related to our DNA and various other original makeup. And we may not be in a position to increase it multifold or substantially. But of course, yes, we can have its potential unveiled with the combination of right EQ and SQ. That is what I feel.
Beautifully said. And I think you brought a very valid element of it. We all are born with some basic intelligence, right? You say he is born with a high IQ. We all come with some basic intelligence. And this intelligence is all about problem-solving skills, generally maths, some analytical skills, more associated with memory. There is already connections made in those particular brains. Some have more connections, some have less connections. When you do repetitively those tasks, those connections are made, which then helps in a quick analysis of the things. You can do your maths pretty quickly. You can recall things pretty quickly, right? But is it flexible enough without any limitations, right? Nageshji, what you highlighted, it does not have that potential to expand, increase, unless there is something else that you add to it, where that particular intelligence is guided from something from behind, which is where the IQ plus your spiritual quotient comes into play. And if that combines, then there is an enormous possibility. So thanks to all of you for your wonderful contributions. I'll just try to wrap up. You know, as Nagesh nicely put, EQ is very limited. It can be high. Emotional quotient is all about our emotional balance, our empathy. How is your social interactions? How kind we are? Are we able to relate to people's needs? Right? How are we able to handle the stress? We hear this word emotional resilience. You may have, as Chani mentioned, a very high IQ, does not mean that you have a good EQ, because you may have the best score. You may be the smartest person in the world, but the smallest of the smallest of an aspect might trip you, that you are not able to handle it. So that emotional baggage, depending upon our environment, depending upon our culture, depending upon the inner strength that we have, might have an ability to either deal with the situation well smartly or the other way around. But this is the problem that we are all facing in our day-to-day life, especially in a modern world, because we separate the intelligence and the emotional aspect. We separate the heart, we separate the mind. And when we separate them, then we have imbalances. When we integrate them, we start looking things as a whole. So while the mind has the ability to dissect, bisect, differentiate, the heart has the ability to integrate everything as a whole. So while we are thinking, when we do our meditation, we are now trying to access that enormous potential that is available from the feeling aspect, which comes from the heart. When we do our cleaning, we are able to remove all those emotional burdens and emotional baggages. Someone used the word refining, So when we are doing these heartfulness practices, we are constantly refining ourselves, right? Refining our thoughts, removing all those unwanted emotional baggages, all those weeds which are growing in our dimensions of the mind and consciousness. So slowly, when we are refining ourselves, we are allowing that infinite potential, that infinite wisdom that is present of the heart to reflect, to shine forth, to see things as they are. So we start accessing the deepest recess of feeling that is present. So that intelligence or intellect slowly starts evolving, transforming, growing from intelligence to wisdom. Even before a situation happens, we are aware what we should be doing. the emotional noise and clutter is gone, so that the voice of the heart, what is present, is helping us to guide and tell us, make that particular right choices, right? Whether I should go for the movie or whether I should, take rest and go to sleep, maybe catch up on it. Even the smallest of those decisions, we are able to make using the infinite intelligence of the heart. So do we have that particular? So the aspect is IQ plus EQ together. When it comes together, it helps in growing the spiritual quotient of ours, provided we have a practice that helps to tap into that wisdom of our heart. So in heartfulness, all the three practices that we do, the meditation helps to connect to the heart, helps to cultivate those qualities of the heart. The cleaning practice helps to remove all the emotional baggages, all the emotional burdens. That's why we are able to be more resilient, emotionally able to jump back and not affected by those emotional, clutter that's around us. We are not able to, we don't get carried away by making decisions rid by emotions. And even when we communicate a no to somebody, we are able to communicate from the heart. So if any of you are joining this heartful communication course, you will see how we explore the heart's ability to communicate, connect, a heart-to-heart connect. So even when we have to say no, the other person feels it in the right way. He does not get that emotional aspect coming into it, even though that person may be the closest friend of us, for example, inviting us either for a meeting, party, get together, or for whatever it may be. So we start exploring and connecting, making that connection from deep within ourselves. So we will take, I know we have spent some time, but just want to highlight that we have that infinite resource available. So when we are practicing this, we are now spiritualizing every element of it. We are purifying every aspect of our life. So when we only pay attention to one, there is always a dearth somewhere else, scarcity somewhere else. But if only we do the meditation practice and always try to remain connected to the heart, then the quality of our intelligence, which is wisdom, the quality of our emotional detachment, looking things by stepping back, and then ability to connect to the heart and allow that particular fragrance of the heart, wisdom of the heart to shine forth, will start reflecting in every aspect that we do, whether it is in talking, whether it's in making the right choice, at work, family, relationships, in all aspects of the life. So the heart has the ability to integrate, look it as a whole, right? That's why we say wholeheartedly rather than narrow-mindedly. The mind only looks at it in a segmented form. The heart has the ability to integrate it as a whole. So let's watch this wonderful video from Daji and see what he has to say. And then we will do the meditation. I hope I have the ability to share, Ravi or Ramesh. Looks like yes. So let me share. Hello.
And psychologists, they give so much of importance to IQ, EQ, all these things. There is another quotient that we target with heartfulness way of meditation. It is not only EQ, emotional quotient, but it also sharpens our spiritual quotient. Heartfulness is a way how we offer practice of meditation that can satisfy the heart. Doing meditation can sensitize your heart. First and foremost thing that happens is it sharpens our Vivek Buddhi, discrimination. We are able to discriminate good from bad, profitable versus non-profitable, cause versus results, things like that. And when, as a small child, when I understand what is good for me, what is not good for me, once my heart starts perceiving what is not good for me, I should stop doing it because it's not worth it. And when my heart says do this, do that with a lot of courage, even though society may not agree with you. That's okay. But see the consequences of following the voice of your heart. And then as you grow older and older, then what happens? You'll have the list of things in front of you that whenever I followed my mind, this was the consequence. Whenever I have followed my heart, this was the result. So it will only encourage you to follow the heart, because any decision that you make with your heart will always be correct. Meditation sharpens the feelings of our heart and thus helps us make good decisions. It's not only just about God realization, but even conducting our day-to-day life affairs. For example, what should I study next? I am in 8th grade. Which book should I pay attention to? Ask yourself this question before you go to sleep. And wake up early in the morning and pick up that book and start reading it. And see the results. Always ask your heart what to do next. And whenever you see such results because you listen to your heart and all good things come out of it, then you'll be inclined to listen to your heart all the time. And when you grow up, and when I'm passing it, talking to you with a passing remark that when you come to the age, also when you would like to get married, it's your heart that will tell you whom to marry and whom not to marry. See? So always follow your heart. And heartfulness way of meditation, especially, it sharpens your heart so much. It makes it heartfully or emotionally intelligent. You know, today psychologists, they give so much of importance to IQ, EQ, all these things. There is another quotient that we target with heartfulness way of meditation. It's not only EQ, emotional quotient, but it also sharpens our spiritual quotient. Okay. So there are many ways you can explain, and depending upon who the child is in front of you, you can talk like that and convince them that way, see. And best way is to make them experience one-to-one relaxation, see, and see what happens next.
I think he beautifully ended by saying experiencing it, right? We all know what this is. So let us try to dive deep into that heart and try to dig into that spiritual quotient, what we all have. So shall we do a simple relaxation followed by meditation today? Or is there any other request? What would you all like to do, as it is your session?
It's been for a while we did a relaxation. So we'll do the relaxation meditation. Yeah.
Thanks for that. So let us all sit with our eyes very, very softly and gently closed. We'll take a deep breath, gently exhale out, letting go of all the anxiety within us. And we will feel completely grounded with Mother Earth, part of it. And allow this healing, relaxing energy of Mother Earth to move up through our toes, flow across our feet, through our ankles, and as it moves through them, completely relaxes them. More than the words, feel this energy move. Feel the anxiety in our ankles dropping away. Our ankles are completely relaxed now. It flows through our lower legs, both our calf muscles, and our knees. Both our lower legs are completely relaxed. Feel this energy flowing upwards through our thighs, our waist, and our hips. Feel all the stress dropping away, making our upper legs completely relaxed. From hips below to the tip of our toes, both our legs are feeling so relaxed and light now, we can hardly feel their presence. And this feeling continues as this energy flows through our lower back, upper back, as it flows through our spinal cord, as all the tightness in the back is leaving us. Our entire back is fully relaxed. Feel this energy moving through our stomach area, abdominal area, entire chest area. As all the heaviness is going away, feel them fully relaxed. This energy continues to flow through our shoulders now, where all the anxiety, all the tightness are deeply accumulated. Our shoulders feel very light and relaxed now. And as it flows down through our arms, upper arm, our elbows, lower arm, up to the tip of our fingers, both the arms are fully relaxed. Our neck muscles are getting relaxed. And from neck below to the tip of our toes, our entire system is feeling very light, very relaxed. We hardly feel them. And as it continues to move upwards through our jaws, our lips, our chin, and our ears, feel them getting relaxed. All the facial muscles are getting loosened up. Our nose is getting relaxed. Eyes very softly closed are also relaxed. And as this relaxing, healing energy is flowing through our forehead, all across our head, up to the top of the head, our entire head area is also relaxed. From top of the head to the tip of the toes, feel we are completely immersed in this relaxing energy. Feel the stillness within. In that still relaxed condition, we are able to feel the center within ourselves, being the heart. We are going to gently move our attention to our heart and rest on this source of divine light already present there. We are going to connect to it for the next 10-15 minutes and meditate on it by gently ignoring any thoughts that may distract us. If it happens, we will ignore them very lovingly, go back to our heart, and we will continue to meditate on this source until you hear that sound from me. Let us start meditation. That's all. We will continue to sit for 20-30 seconds, observing condition of the heart after meditation. Try to feel the difference before and after meditation. And whatever is the difference you feel is the new condition the heart has unfolded for us. Having identified it, this precious gift that we have received from our heart, try to joyfully receive it, accept it. And allow it to spread throughout our entire system. Feel this vibration of peace or relaxedness or lightness expand and touch every particle of our system. Allow it to grow. And fully absorb it. Once you absorbed it, it has become part of us now. We have made it our own. You can reflect this condition in every thoughts and actions. And before opening our eyes, give this gentle suggestion that this inner condition we have received is becoming one with the outside. When your heart is giving you the signal, gently, slowly and softly, you'll open the eyes so that the inner and the outer are slowly merging. Thanks everybody for your wonderful time. Try to hold and retain this condition. And I'm hoping that you will be able to give some time to yourself to develop this wonderful, beautiful spiritual quotient that we receive from inside us. Your everyday practice. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Sirji.
Thank
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hariharji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Arjun ji.